Hey AJT fam, welcome back to another edition of the first 90 days of trading. Got a special presentation for you guys today. I know this is about the time that I start getting this question, and this question starts going through your mind, and I call this the how long syndrome. You start asking yourself, how long is it going to take me to learn this stuff? How long is it going to take me to get it? And I understand, I know, I've been through it. I know how you feel, and I know what's on your mind. You think that you're an adult now, you're an experienced learner, that it should not take you a long time to actually learn this stuff. So, what I did, I broke it down into three distinct questions because I get all three of these questions. And some people think it all means the same thing, but they're three distinct questions. The first one is the basic, how long will it take me to learn the day trade? And I can honestly answer that. I can give you a good estimate as to how long it would take the average person to learn day trade. And I would say 3 to 6 months. The 90-day program is designed to help you learn how to day trade in 3 to 6 months. Now, I did not say be a profitable day trader. We're not on question two. We're just on question one, and it's totally different. Learning how to read the chart, learning how to identify the setups on the chart, how to do a trading plan, how to reflect and journal. All of these things are not hard to do, and they don't take long for you to learn how to do it. Now, the more you do it, the better you get with practice, just like anything else. And as you learn how to do this better, and you get more practice, you get more skill, then you'll become a profitable day trader. Now, how long that takes, it honestly depends on you and your abilities. It depends on you and your abilities as to how long it will take for you to become a profitable day trader. Nobody knows. All right, and then the next big question is, how long will it be before I can make a living day trading? That's the big one. Again, nobody knows. Everybody's different. Okay, we can't judge ourselves against somebody else and how long it took them, because they're a very different person than we are. They grew up differently than we did. They have a different value system. They may have a different study habit and all of that. There's so much that's different that goes into this that you've got to take into consideration. All right. So understand this, and I share this a lot, and you've got to understand this. We live in an instant world, so we've been programmed to want and expect instant service, instant gratification, and immediate success. It's what we've been programmed to expect. If you walk into a fast food restaurant and you're there more than 3 minutes, you're frustrated as hell. You're frustrated. And I understand that. When you go, I went into a sit down restaurant Saturday, I think, and we sat there more than 2 minutes without being greeted, and I was getting agitated, not understanding that this is not the time or the place for instant. Okay, and we want that. When our computers don't do exactly what we want to do on the keystroke, we get irritated with it. We want instant. We've been programmed to that, and that can turn into big trouble. It leads to big trouble. I'm going to clarify that. I'm not going to say it can turn into big trouble. It leads to big trouble. Okay, so developing into a consistently profitable day trader will take time. Becoming a day trader that can make a living day trading will take even more time. So, just because you've gone through this class, this boot camp, this program, you've read these books, you've watched these videos, that doesn't do it. If you haven't learned that by now, that doesn't do it. That gives you all of these pieces, but you got to know how to put them together. That's where my Trader Mindset program comes in. It helps you put all of these pieces together that you got, and then being able to throw away the pieces that don't fit. Because there's going to be a lot of pieces that you have that don't fit with your trading puzzle. It just won't. So, all of that's very, very important. Okay, time is a commodity. All right, it can be saved, it can be spent, it can be invested, and unfortunately, it can be wasted. Okay, time is money. Wasting time is as bad as wasting money. I don't think I'm going to get any arguments over that. All right, this concept is so deeply ingrained in our minds that it really affects our whole life. And that's where we get this. I've been spending enough time on this and I haven't got it. I don't want to keep wasting my time if I can't get it, if this isn't going to work. The problem is you may be spending time on this, but it's not focused on the right things. Okay, the time that you spend has to be focused on the right things in order for you to be successful in this. All right, so we're not wasting time, but even though we're thinking that, and this concept about wasting time is wasting money, I'm wasting my money, I'm wasting my time. We hurry everywhere we go. We get impatient, especially when there's a long line. And basically, you're going to have to wait to get the skills that you need. It's going to take practice. It's going to take going through some pain. It's going to take going through some storms. It's going to take all of this stuff. It's really, you can't get around it. So how do you deal with the effects of this time thing? How are you going to deal with the fact that you can't get over how much time you may be wasting or spending or whatever? How do we deal with that? Okay, number one, we have to establish a clear and realistic path to reaching our goals. We've got to set a realistic timeline as to, the first 6 months, I'm going to do this. I'm going to build my foundation. I'm going to do the things I need to do in order to build my foundation. All right, and then we're going to look at, moving from there. But we also must implement the journaling and reflection. That's going to help us determine how long and how much work that we have to do. It's very, very important. Very, very important. If you don't journal and reflect on your trading, there's no way to know what you need to focus on. And in that case, you are wasting time. You are wasting money. All right, so in my mind, to go from knowing nothing about day trading to being able to actually take a trade and function in the market takes about 60 hours. That's 1 month of 3-hour days, 5 days a week. So you're just investing 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. And I'm not saying all your time is after the market. there's training time during the market. There's, what I call independent study. That's what you're doing during market hours. But the difference between learners will determine how proficient they're going to be at the end of this time period. Remember, this is not profitability. This is learning how to trade, understanding how to read the charts, understanding how to execute trades, build your trading plan, all that good stuff. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. And then how proficient you're going to be is going to be determined by the path you're on, what educational program you're on. Are you in a program that's teaching you everything you need to know and how to put it all together? Or is it just throwing stuff out at you? The next is your learning ability. How well are you able to learn and comprehend the program that you're in? Is it reaching your learning style? And how focused your time is. And remember, that focus has to come from our journaling and reflection during the learning process. We're using, in this program, at the end of each chapter, you've got a learning reflection that you do. At the end of each trade that you take, I've got a reflection sheet for you guys to help you reflect, so you're able to look at the right things. You're able to grade yourself on what matters.
Swedish
None of
pension
it.
fund Electa is selling its
Sorry.
stake in First Republic.
None of it has anything to do with money. It's all about execution. Because if you can execute the money, right and proficient, the money's going to be there. So we're not thinking about the money. We're thinking about making sure, we're focusing on making sure that you can execute in this environment. So the question I ask you today is, how bad do you want to succeed? This is a gentleman that I met the other day at the gas station. He's a mechanic. He works on cars. And this tells me how bad this young man wants to succeed. He doesn't have a truck. Okay? Or a vehicle. He didn't let that stop him from achieving his goals. He's got a little moped. He's got a little trailer here that he's got all of his tools on. There are too many people out here today that they want something, but they're finding every excuse in the world as to why they can't do it or why they can't get it. He could have every excuse in the world as to why he can't go out and work on cars and do what he needs to do. But he did what he could. He used what he could, and he's successful doing what he's doing. And he's very happy. The guy, when I met him, he wasn't down and in the dumps and all of this stuff. He was happy. He's doing what he wants to do. He's free. He's not punching any man's clock. So it's about how bad you want to succeed. So it's not about your how much money you have in your account, how many computer screens you have, what kind of computer you have. All you need is what tools you have. All you need is the basics. That's all you need. All you need is what the basics are to get the job done. I started with crap that I bought from the surplus store, state surplus. And I made money with that. I still don't have the big 4K monitors and all this wraparound stuff. That doesn't make you money. It doesn't. So why the hell would I buy it just to sit here and look at it? I'm in my little office every day doing this. What do I need that for? I don't. So the whole focus is on making sure I have everything I need that I just need to do the job. And it all boils down to how bad do you want to succeed. So how do we focus our time? You know, what we do is we deconstruct the art of trading. And how do we do that? Through reflection and journaling. Okay, that's when we're reflecting on our trades and you're using that reflection sheet that I gave you, you're looking at the end result and breaking down the steps that you're going to need to get there. Whatever you did right, you break it down so that you could keep doing that. Whatever you did wrong, we are able to look at it and come up with, you know, what we can do the next time in order to keep you from doing that same problem. So we only focus on the most important things first. You know, and that's what we do in our mentor sessions. That's why I ask you to separate your trades by trading errors, so we can address those errors that are the biggest. And oftentimes when we deal with that, that corrects all the smaller ones. All right, another big thing is learning how to self-correct. Okay, that's where journaling and reflection helps as well. You're able to learn how to self-correct, because I can't be with you watching over your shoulder trading every day. So when you make a mistake, you're going to have to self-correct. And if we've done what we're supposed to do in our mentor sessions, you're going to have everything you need to do in order to do that. The learning process is that you get better through practice and recognizing your mistakes and then correcting them. Coming up with a process to correct them and to prevent you from making the same mistakes again. So you're not doing the same thing over and over and over again. All right, makes sense? Next thing, we got to remove the barriers to your practice time. The more you focus on removing things that prevent you from practicing, the more there's a chance that you will practice. Okay, the practice must be focused and consistent. Focused and consistent. Again, you want to put in at least 60 hours
First
of
Republic Bank
focused
considers downsizing options
practice
if its
time.
capital raise fails. That is a report coming in from Reuters.
That's my fault, guys. For some reason, I can't find where I have my oh, there it is. I couldn't find where I had my Benzinga Pro, so it keeps popping up. Sorry about that. Alright, so you want to put in at least 60 hours of focused practice time. We broke it down 3 hours, 5 days a week. You want to have a couple days off to free your mind. You don't want to do this every day. I would take at least 1 day off a week. If you want to like watch videos, study on Saturdays, that's great. But have Sunday off. Okay, you want to have a day off so you could, you know, clear your mind. So because day trading has this frustration barrier. Okay, it has this frustration barrier, and it can drive you insane. You know, it can drive you completely insane. This is a barrier, you know, and this can keep us from learning. The frustration that we feel, that we get from this, can actually keep us from doing what we need to do. And we don't want to go through that. We don't want to go through that. I promise you. So if we're the thing is that if we're journaling and reflecting like we're supposed to, then we can bypass this frustration barrier, because we will have a distinctive path, and that we know that we're getting better with each day. We're learning what we need to learn, and we're growing, and we're doing the things that we're supposed to do. Okay, that's what we're doing. Having this set practice time will help us with that frustration as well. The past should arm you with the tools that you need, not what you don't need. Okay, if you're learning what I'm doing and what I'm teaching you, and you don't hear me talk about relative volume, then why the hell should you spend time trying to figure it out when it has nothing to do with what I'm teaching? And you never see me use it in what I do, and I make money. So if you're learning from me, if you want to do the things that I'm doing to be successful, I use the KISS method. I keep it simple, stupid. The tools that I don't need, I toss. But in order to get reward for your pain, you've got to stick with it. If you don't stick with it, you will not get the reward for your pain. Okay? It's just that simple. It's just that simple. So how long? How long? With the right education, guidance, and process, again, 3 to 6 months, you should be able to trade. I'm not saying you're going to be a consistently profitable trader, but you'll be trading to where you can journal, you can reflect, and you can learn from your mistakes, and you can grow as a trader, and you will grow into being a consistently profitable trader. How much time to get there is 100% between you, yourself, and I. Alright, so at that point, between 3 to 6 months, you should be making more money than losing. You should have a daily routine in place. Now remember, we worked on this. I've given you 3 strategies so far. We got another one to go. And we've covered risk management. And hopefully you guys are beyond that Mickey Mouse beginner risk management thing that we have proven doesn't work. You've got everything in place. We've covered all of this in our first 90 days of trading. Right now, we're building on this. We're working on the practice part of it, so you could just come in every day, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's the way to do this. All right, so you're not again at this point, you're not able to trade for a living. Okay, don't put that pressure on yourself. You still have a lot of learning to do. Okay, even when you start trading for a living, you have a lot of learning to do. I have a lot of learning to do. Still, this is the first market cycle like this that I've traded in, and I've been doing this for 13 years, day trading. The other guys that I know that has been doing this for over 20 years, that traded during the mortgage crisis, said, hey, the market wasn't like this at all. All right, so they're learning how to deal with this market next time it comes around. So no matter what, you still have a lot of learning to do. Key thing, judge yourself against yourself. Don't judge yourself against your friend or somebody else, your trading buddy, or anything like that. You judge yourself against yourself, because there's nothing else to do. The only barrier to your learning is you, and the barriers that you put in your way. So judge yourself against yourself through this whole process, and you're going to be fine. You're going to be 100% fine. So where are you in your trading? You know, are you in the part where you just now, all you're doing now is trying to avoid these big losses? Or are you at this part where you take small losses, you break even, small wins, break even? You've got some consistency what you're doing because you consistently are here. Honestly, this is where most people are. And we call this stuck in a rut, where they go back and forth between small wins and break even, small wins, break even. They'll show glimpses of consistency, but their mental game is not there yet. Mentally, they're not strong enough to stay with that consistency. They're still having mental breakdowns. Every now and then, they'll get that big loss. But for the most part, they're stuck in this rut. Now, how do you get out of it? You know, that's where finding a coach, a mentor, a tutor, somebody that's been there, done that can help you with the mindset you need to get to consistent execution, where you're able to come in every day and make small adjustments based on market conditions. You're consistently learning, and you're able to rinse and repeat. And because of all of this stuff, you've got consistent profits. All right, this is what happens when you start doing all of this. But getting to this, that's the barrier that you run into that could get frustrating. So if you're journaling and reflecting, and you're working with somebody on a somewhat regular basis, once or twice a month, you're talking to them about what's happening, well, what's keeping you from getting over here, you've got a really, really good chance of making it. So to sum this up, how long? Again, it's different for everybody. Okay? Your account size will only matter when it comes to making a living trading. It only matters to when it comes to making a living trading. Alright? Other than that, your account size doesn't matter. You can learn how to trade regardless. You can have 0 account and still learn how to trade. And have everything together, so when you get money, when you save money, you'll be in a lot better position than somebody coming in with a fully funded account trying to learn how to trade. Guarantee you'll lose less money. Experience level, how well you manage risk, your financial discipline, that's going to determine how long it takes you to get to profitability. How dedicated or willing you are to make the changes you need necessary. We all need to make changes. The question is, are you willing to make that change? How bad do you want it? Remember the guy on his scooter and his little trailer pulling his toolboxes? How bad do you want it? Okay, how bad do you want it? So when will you know when you have arrived? That's the last question I get. So how will I know that I'm there? Okay, when you're able to develop and run your trading as a business, you're there. You've reached the mental or the mindset of how you're running your trading as a business. You understand that you're gonna suffer some setbacks. You're gonna suffer losses, just like any other business. But if you're able to handle it, maintain it, and adjust and adapt as things come along, you will make money. And also, you're going to need to keep most of the money you make in the market. when you're able to do those things, you made it. You have made it. So that wraps up the presentation for the day. I'm gonna stop the recording. I'm gonna start getting it uploaded, and we're gonna go. Take any questions, anything you have that you want to share. This is gonna be the time for it. But I hope you guys got the message. I hope you guys got the message, because the next time one of you guys email me and ask me how long, I'm going to send you this presentation and a copy of this video so you can go back through it.